Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies.
Where might one get one of these pickled pies?
Why, hello, sonny boy. Are you back here again?
Always here, looking for some healing potions for taking off into the wild world for a bit.
Taffy's just gonna gently, reach and pat her on the leg as she walks by. And then she's gonna burst into a dash and head to the Hunter's Gate. Taffy, bye, bitches!
Y'all begin moving through this curtained mist of silver and gold. You'll find yourselves exiting into a very different set of circumstances. You were expecting a jungle, but instead, as the mists of the magical portal fade, it reveals a 20-foot wide passageway stretching off into the distance. You see the walls of this tunnel seem to be made of hardened lava. Welcome back to Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. I'm your GM Chris, and we find ourselves just before our 50th episode, and right around the corner from celebrating a full year of the show. Now, we've released an episode every week since September of 2019, even through the holidays, even locked down with COVID, and through the turbulence of a US election cycle. I think we can be pretty damn proud of that, and we're even more ecstatic that you have made the journey with us. Thus, to celebrate, we will be releasing a homebrew one-shot, a recording of Escape from Rahadoom, led by GM Shay, one of their homebrew creations. It's very nice. We'll build 5th level adventurers of some faith, and we must find a way to escape all fates, or find ourselves the martyrs in a godless land of the Golden Road. Now, this recording will go out in addition to that week's regular episode, as well as an unedited version being made available exclusively to our patrons. If you want a feel for the before and after and how this production process we do kind of works and how it feels, I encourage you to go ahead and join our lovely and most awesome original goblins over there on our Patreon. You can use the links down in the description below. But we will not end the celebration there. Oh no, you see, for our social media followers, we will be organizing a giveaway across our Twitter and Facebook where the winner is going to receive a digital copy of the Advanced Player's Guide. Oh, yes. It's advanced as well as being a player's guide. Oh, it's fantastic. Now, more details will come out over the next couple weeks as we iron out the kinks and put all of our little goblins in a row. I will not delay any longer. When we last left off, the Reckoning found themselves dancing in the flames of an angry god, and, the real question is can they put the kibosh on this manifestation of Dahak before everyone has to feel the burn? Let's find out. You see, Ubak is burned for sure, and Renali is not looking particularly good.
What do we do? My hair's on fire! I honestly don't know at this point. I'm just hitting it. Run!
And he zips ahead, and he takes his 3 actions, and he puts himself on the opposite side down the way.
Solid choice.
And then with that, Renali is going to do the same. And so they're running along the sides of the tube. Now, the issue that Renali runs into is that the manifestation of Dahak is kind of covering that aspect on her side. So she catty corners across the line of the tube and now finds herself about 10 feet behind Ubak, now on the opposite side of the manifestation from where y'all are at. It's now its turn. Now, I'll let you in on this one behind the screen. The way that this works is it always targets that which it can catch the most creatures in. And so by those two running, they have now separated y'all from what it can blast. So which means it's only going to blast y'all. Reflex saves.
25.
24.
26 again.
Wait. Oh.
Did you just roll max damage?
No, not all of them. It's gonna hurt a little bit though. Just a little. Alright, who here has greater than a 24? Kaslin? Everyone raises their hands.
Caslin,
Well,
you get a +1
oh,
for Inspire Defense.
then 25.
Then yes. So everyone will be taking half damage.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And we'll go ahead and round that down. So everyone go ahead and take 11 points of damage.
Holy shit snacks. I haven't had health this low since I was level 3.
Taffy, it is your turn. This thing keeps just unleashing fire. And even with you being so much shorter than it and able to dodge quite a bit of that flame, you're finding yourself a bit toasty. What you gonna do?
You said it can't roll like intimidation saves and stuff because it's like a chair, right?
It has object immunities.
Does it have
You cannot seduce a chair.
seduce chairs?
This is not the podcast that seduces dragons.
It needs to roll a fortitude save as I do a vampiric touch.
There you go, Taffy.
It has a 27 fortitude save.
Good fucking lord.
Should
Look
still
at
take at least
Taffy.
half damage, right?
Yeah, it's almost takes half damage.
That still gives you 10 hit points.
Hey, at least it didn't crit.
He did 9. 6, 13, 14. It took 7 points of damage, and I get
4 temporary hit points, don't you?
yeah, 4.
So you siphon out some of its heat, and it is beginning to do a bit of wavering in its smoke and flaming consistency. Do you have any other actions? Do you want to punch it?
I do, but I'm not gonna. She's gonna move to the wall, same wall that Ubak followed.
So you want to take your action, you're going to begin moving up towards them. That would put you probably 10 feet behind Renali, but heading in that direction.
Yeah, she's not running.
Demos.
Well, he's going to start following. I imagine it's going to put him not particularly far from the dragon thing.
So you're going to move over after him?
Yeah.
Okay. So
And
one action gets you right up to where Taffy's at.
May I suggest that you go the opposite wall, please? Otherwise, we're gonna lose everybody. Well, we're gonna lose everybody anyway, because
I can go on the opposite wall.
it won't matter, because there's still 3 of us if you leave Caslin and Stano. It doesn't matter, that's metagaming, so just do what you were gonna do.
You have 2 actions, Demos.
Is going that way when he stops running after 2 moves, is that going to put him within striking range of the thing?
So you're wanting to move up to Dahak?
Sort of. I want to escape, but with only 2 moves. Because if it puts him just basically right where Dahak is, I can strike with my rapier.
So one move can get you up to where Dahak is at.
Okay.
And another move can either get you into flanking against Dahak with Stano and Caslin.
Yes, flank him.
Yes. Let's do
Okay,
that.
so 2 moves can get you on the opposite side of this craziness.
Then pokey.
Here, let's do this.
I am a net button positive this session. It's so good, especially that it came from Demos.
21 to hit.
Misses.
Ugh. Tried.
That's fine. You're flanking.
Caslin, you are now flanking with Demos.
All
Is Caslin flanking with Demos or is Stano flanking with Demos?
It's 15 foot wide.
So we're all flanking.
You're all flanking with
Hell
each other
yes.
now.
All right, I'm gonna do twin strikey strike. First one. Okay, 22.
22 does not hit.
Okay, second one. 25.
The 25 is going to hit. And so your first strike is a bit like a feint, but you're able to get your other strike into the leg and underbelly of this thing. So much flame, so much smoke.
Oh wait, what do I get for? Well, it doesn't matter. I hit it. Wait, what do I get for flanking?
Flanking is reducing its AC. That's why your 25 hit.
Oh, okay. 12.
12 points. Slashes into it, and you can see that the consistency of the smoke is getting even more insubstantial, and it is losing some of its cohesion. So that's 2 strikes, and so that was your twin strike, right? You got 2 actions left.
Oh, yeah.
You got intimidated again?
No, I don't think that's really gonna work.
Intimidate the dragon chair.
You want to seduce it?
What if I sit in the dragon chair? No,
New Animal Crossing thing.
I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and try to strike it again for the second. This is gonna be -8 on the right first.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that's what it maxes out at.
Okay. Ooh. Wait. 12 plus... Yeah. No. 16.
16 does not hit. Got 1 action left. What do you want to do?
If it maxes
One more?
out at 8, might as well do it again.
Yep.
No. You can have that.
Another one from Caslin. Was that the one?
It might have been a 1. That wasn't much better.
It was a 1 though.
Yeah. So 13.
Steno, you are now flanking with it.
She gonna smack it.
Smack, smack.
Smack it hard.
Give me a 20, give me a 20, give me a 20, give me a 20, give me a 20.
Technically, you can't critical hit it, but that's fine. It's a chair.
You're a chair.
You can
I'm in a
critically
chair.
hit a chair.
You can critically hit a chair. It just explodes into tiny splinters of wood. I will take that. That is a 34 to hit.
34 hits.
25 crits. Or 35.
But Chris told me I can't crit,
Right.
which means that it must be immune to critical effects.
It is.
Oh wait.
It was magic.
I just can't dispel it because I'm not strong.
No,
And the
that's
vial was magic.
Yeah, that's totally talking about the vial.
26 damage.
26.
Yeah.
So Stano comes in with her sword, slashes through, and then this apparition loses the last of its cohesion as this slash dispels it through, and then y'all just have this as the fire, smoke, and flame now begin dissipating with Steno's last huge strike through it, and kind of begins coiling up and going back into the walls
Taffy
itself.
wants to yell in Draconic, get fucked.
Holy fuck. Okay, let's get to the other side of like this fucking hell tunnel
So
and
I imagine
do
Stano's
some
like
healing.
standing there holding her sword, just kind of. Is that what this adventure is going to be like?
you could say we braved the fire and the flames?
Nope.
Or even traveled through them?
Taffy? You know, I've never thrown my great sword at a gnome.
You probably couldn't hit me.
Don't dare her.
I'm pretty sure she could.
But I have thrown my great sword before.
Here, let me make it up to you. And she goes and stands in like the center of everybody so that everybody's within the 30-foot radius and casts the 3rd level, or a 3rd.
3 action heal.
Yes.
What's that give us?
1d8.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh.
No, it's just 8. Oh. Wait, and the extra healing of the 2 action version increases by 8. That's a heightened.
Right. 3 action version.
So congratulations, guys. You just fought a dragon.
Oh, okay.
No.
We just fought a dragon. We just fought a dragon. No, that's IP covered.
7 for everybody.
Everyone goes up 7.
Is a screensaver for a dragon actually a dragon? Because that's pretty much what we thought.
This is a screen. We fought a screensaver.
Pretty much.
Okay, who's still particularly bad?
I'm not great, but not terrible, I guess.
Ubak is looking rough. Renali's not too terrible.
Stano's just down 12 hit points.
Let's get to the other side of this and
Oh, fantastic. What else will we run into over there?
This was not here the first time.
What was here the first time?
Well, there was the big lava tunnel thing. But it was pretty much this. We just kind of walked through.
I can confirm that. That was not here the first time.
Well, it was here this time.
unfortunately.
So did you defeat it?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
So let's get out of the horror tunnel.
So do y'all want to heal up first, or do y'all want to...
Let's move out of the tunnel.
Okay.
Oh no.
We walk into another dragon.
Oh no.
So y'all see as you get to the other end of the tunnel,
Only this one's made out of poison.
the shimmering gold and silver mist is there. He's going through first. Stano's going through first.
I know Taffy's gonna try. Stano's honestly, like, they're familiar with each other at this point. Stano's going to honestly put her hand on the top of Taffy's head, push her back slightly, and go.
And Taffy's gonna do that thing that, like, you see sometimes with kids, like,
Yeah,
they
where
keep
you
running.
hold them and they're just...
And then she's gonna follow the Stano.
So as y'all exit the lava tube-esque tunnel, and as you come out, cloying heat and humidity hangs heavy in the atmosphere of what appears to be an open-air temple. Its surrounding stone arches are smeared with black soot. There are charred branches and clumps of roots marking the shape of a garden that once stood there, but the plants and flowers have been ripped up and burned. And in the middle of the ring of stone arches, in the center of a cold pit of charcoal, there is a half-completed wooden pillar that appears to have been once capped with a dragon's visage and stands near a pile of carved rocks and a small sack of cloth. There's only one section of the ring of stone arches that's solid, and it's a section of wall that bears an exact duplication of Hunter's Gate, and as it appears on the wall well below Citadel All-Terrain. And beyond the open archways, elsewhere, sprawls a verdant expanse of tropical jungle. And in a half moon, around y'all's entrance, stands what appeared to be 20 elves, bows drawn, all pointed directly at you.
Bugger.
Hello?
Stano's opening up with hello. What does everyone want to do?
Wait,
Bernoulli!
they're elves, right? Just like standard-ass elves?
Yes, they are elves.
Damo speaks Elven.
You see that they're not quite standard elves, because most of the elves that you've dealt with have generally been fairly fair complexioned. These ones, you see that they are in of the dark chocolate complexions to some of the kind of lighter complexions. They tend to have braided hair ranging from blacks even up to kind of like a rose gold sort of blonde that's there. And they are in a reign of armor and materials, but each one of them with a bow trained upon you.
Damo's going to try it in Elven anyway.
Give me a diplomacy check.
As I speak Elven, I would also like to assist Deimos.
Here comes another one! Thank you, Deimos. I think this is your third today, correct?
Yeah. Hold on. Diplomacy 25.
With Taffy's aid, that's a
27, right?
2.
So 27.
And what would you like to say to them, Demos?
Like, hey, you don't need to do the bows. It's okay.
Okay.
We're not dangerous.
Well,
We're safe.
we did just destroy that piece of shit.
Don't talk.
Well, he's speaking in Elven, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but he's going to say that back in comment.
Oh wait, no, I don't speak Elven, so I wouldn't know what you were saying anyway. Never mind,
Stano
strike
can
that from the
feel
record.
that maybe Deimos is insinuating she's not dangerous and she's a little offended.
We know she's sufficiently dangerous when she needs to be. It's okay.
One of the elves, a man set apart from the others by his golden jewelry and bracers, steps forward into the ruined temple and holding his palms open at his sides to show that he is unarmed. The rest of the elves kind of relax their drawn bowstrings a little bit, and they have their weapons at rest, though still knocked and ready to fire quickly. The elf in gold jewelry stops a respectful distance away from you and gives a very slight bow.
Taffy will return the bow.
Hi.
Stano will nod respectfully, but she is still holding her greatsword. She did not put it up.
He responds in common.
Okay.
I am Jassi of the Leopard Clan, and you realize that it is an accented Taldane. My mother is of the River Clan.
Okay.
And he looks at you with these piercing coal eyes.
Is that him?
Yes, let's go ahead and show off a picture of Jassi for everyone.
Oh, he's cute.
So he
Oh
has
no, he's hot.
he is accented in gold where none of the other warriors behind him are. His armor itself looks like it is a combination of iron and a form of kind of iron-plated mail, but the mail segments are each covered with specific bits of cloth woven into it, so that you get this multicolored pattern to it. And he has that across his mail as well as his boots. You see that he happens to actually have a bandage around his neck where it looks like he might have just recently been wounded. And he looks at you with his smoldering eyes, waiting for your response.
Oh no.
He didn't ask a question, though, did he?
He introduced himself, which means he's waiting for us to introduce
Hi,
ourselves.
my name's Taffy. Or Tafaxi Taxi. You can call me Taffy.
He inclines his head.
I'm Deimos, and I guess we wandered into your clearing.
He inclines his head towards Deimos, a little bit lower with a bit of a smile.
What?
Oh. Wedding bells are ringing.
Well, no, elf isn't on the menu for Taffy, apparently.
So, Stano's gonna put her sword away. Lady Stanos Miranda Salisfer.
And the man inclines his head very respectfully, and then he looks towards Caslin.
My name is Caslin.
Oh, it's because you're half elf, right?
Well,
Usually elves tend to be a little more like, ugh, you're crossed with a human, gross.
Yeah, that's
So,
Maybe he's just really into pale half elves. Or
Maybe.
tanned half elves. I forgot Damos from Andoran.
yeah, he's quite tan. Blondie, though.
We are glad that y'all were not the expected company. We have just wrested this temple back from those who had beset to defile it.
Oh, you mean the gross cultists?
Oh yeah, we stabbed a whole bunch of them.
Yes.
You now notice that Ubok is absolutely hiding behind Taffy at this point.
Taffy's gonna reach out her hand and hold his hand. This one's okay, he's my friend.
Friend, one of those are the ones who have attacked me. And he puts his hand up towards his neck.
He would
We
not.
taught him common. He's very nice.
We helped him break the indoctrination that they put forced on him.
good elf. What do you call this place? What is this place we're at?
Do you mean here or the Mwangi?
Here, locally.
Thank you for changing the subject.
You are in Akuje lands, some of the distance east of the Lerengi coast. Give me a society check, everyone.
Yeah.
Ooh,
30.
18. They most don't know shit.
25.
8.
Stano critically succeeded, so she
Yes.
knows everything.
So you know that you are in the northwestern reach of the Mwangi jungle.
How do you spell Akuje lands?
It's EKUJAE.
Okay.
Interesting.
And this is the Temple of Kedifis.
Can I wait? Cadifus.
Did this elf give his name?
Religion check
Yes, he told you that he was Jahasi, or Jasi.
or history check?
Religion's the best one.
20.
So you realize that this, that it follows like the temple structures that are a bit alluded to on the gate itself. You see some of similar carved imagery, though where you would normally expect it to have seen things like lush jungle images or any of the types of plant matter associated with the faith have obviously been burned down. You do take a moment to take a look at Jasi a little bit more, and you recognize some symbolic references between his attire and what you saw on one of the other gates in over at Citadel All-Terrain. And from what you remember, he is wearing various symbols that you associate with Yulral.
How does a follower of Yulral come to be here in a temple of Cadifus?
We always guard the temple to keep Hunter Gate safe. From opening, we failed.
To prevent the cultists.
He inclines his head towards you.
Well, we plan on destroying that cult, so... Well, I do anyway.
Yes, we have a deep grudge against them. So you must have traveled far then.
Not so far by gate, I would imagine.
No, but I imagine Taldane is not common around the Mwangi.
He kind of breaks into a wide smile a little bit at that. Ah, I speak some Taldane. My daughter, she taught me. And he continues with his grin.
In Elven, she's gonna say, "Is this a more comfortable language?"
He inclines his head a little bit. Comfortable for some, but I do not think so for... And he uses the elven word for humans.
I see. She switches back to God.
What's the elven word for humans? Just asshole?
They're synonymous.
Beneath us.
Unfortunately, I don't remember right off the top of my head what the elven word for human is, though I think it's out there.
Stinky.
It's likely a combination of short-lived and volatile.
Longshank.
That is the goblin
I
word
know.
for humans.
Not quite as attractive as we are.
Considering the amount of half-elves that exist, I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I mean,
Humans can be
Sure.
charismatic, even if they're not necessarily as attractive as elves.
Ones who come from this planet since we come from another planet.
We would like to invite you as guests. Would you accompany us? We will have a feast in your honor
Apparently,
so that we may share stories with each other about the events of which have brought you here to this distant location.
It is quite distant. Yes, of course, we welcome your hospitality.
And did you find the elven word for human?
it's Firya, well, that's more mortal, but they use it interchangeably for human.
Jossie beckons you to follow him, and you can see that he directs a couple of the warriors that's with him to move ahead, and he is beckoning you to follow him.
Alright, Sarah puts her greatsword away. She follows.
Deimos definitely right behind.
Does anyone want to see what's going on with that statue at all?
I want to check it out,
Yes.
actually, yeah.
Give me a perception check.
29.
Oh,
What are you throwing a button at him, Taffy? Reroll. Let's see how it fares.
perception, you said?
Perception.
17.
Stano got a 29.
16, so I got a 26, so only 3 shy.
All right. So you begin taking a look at the what almost appears to be somewhat like a totem-like structure. So this broken pillar, you can tell that it was intended to be crowned with this wooden carving of a dragon's head, and the wood itself has been bleached white. So Taffy and Stano, give me religion checks.
I'm gonna take a guess and then say it's Dahak.
19.
Oh, hold on.
Which is pretty good,
Or
because
Dahak,
Stano has a
rather.
+1 to religion.
So you definitely can recognize that this is a skull in the depiction of Dahak. You take a look at the cloth, and you see that there is a thin gold bar in there, and it has an unusual sheen to it. From what you can tell, it looks like it was something that was relatively recently erected. And Taffy, you can tell that this pillar is kind of gives you this vague impression that it is to operate as some sort of kind of magical, likely divine power amplification device.
What's his name again?
Dahak?
No.
Oh, Jossie, yeah.
Jossie, do you want me to get rid of this gross thing?
Hang on, Stano would like to take a closer look at the gold.
Okay. It has a very unusual sheen to it.
Did she, roll a crafting check to see
You can. Give me an
what's
alchemy
weird
check.
about that? Ooh, alchemy is just crafting, right?
Yep.
Taffy's gonna pick it up with her gloves.
Take that. God.
So many buttons. This puts me at
Natural
8.
20.
Critical. Excellent.
So 30.
So you're taking a look as Taffy is holding it in her gloves, and from what you can see, it looks as though the gold itself is infused with some sort of pollutant. And as you look at it, do you have your alchemist tools on you?
Yeah.
So as you're looking at it, you think that this gold might actually be coated and infused with arsenic.
Taffy drops it if Stano tells her that. Does Stano tell Taffy?
Stano will tell Taffy.
She drops it and rips off her gloves and now you can all see her iridescent fingertips. All the way up to, the knuckle.
Taffy. Yeah? Have you been to the Temple of Shaylin recently?
For what?
Just in general.
No.
Oh, your fingers are pretty.
Lady Dumal, they do that on the nails.
Thank you.
Oh no, I have a lot
Also,
of
when you
glitter in my
walk into
hair.
the door.
Oh. You know they have a different entrance for that, right?
No, because they've never told me that.
Oh.
Yeah, I always get slapped in glitter.
That's because they like you, Deimos.
They insist
Great.
that I walk through that door.
That's because they don't like you, Lady Dumal.
Wait, is this Renali?
Yes.
Renali,
don't-
how are you doing?
I've been so polite.
What do you mean, Lady Taffy?
You took a lot of damage back there in that fight.
Luckily, I'm a little bit more nimble than Ubak. So, I'm a
when-
little singed.
When we're able to sit and breathe for a second, I'll heal
What are the
everybody.
effects of arsenic laced gold on somebody?
Well, it depends on whether or not you've actually touched it, and everyone who's dealt with it has actually touched gloves. But it can make one sick, as well as, depending on continued exposure, can end up causing significant amounts of damage and the inability to heal from the poison unaided.
Oh no, like that one. Never mind.
So Stano's gonna get into her bag, and she's gonna pull out a rather impressive looking ring and kind of compare it. Do the golds look the same?
They look exceedingly similar. In fact, as you compare the sheen across it, you see it is the exact same sheen.
That son of a bitch was gonna poison Stano with a ring. What a fuckface. He's gonna die.
You okay, Stano?
Does Taffy see this?
No, she's not hiding it.
You're right there, right in front of her.
It's a really fancy ring.
You notice that the iridescent tips of her fingers are now glowing with a flame.
Yes, it is. And that gold is also laced with arsenic. How interesting.
If you don't mind, will you set those on the ground so I can burn them?
Oh no, I'm going to feed it to him.
Oh, okay, I'll help.
That was my engagement ring from my prior fiancé. She's got to put it back into her bag.
So we're murdering your ex-fiancé?
I think justified homicide is the appropriate term.
Okay, justified homicide. That sounds fine.
Shall we then?
We shall. But seriously, can Taffy burn that fucking gross statue of Dahak thing?
No one's stopping you.
Is
How do you want to do it?
Well,
Produce flame?
hold on. How much is there like a burn ring? Like, can she burn it without catching the whole fucking jungle on fire?
Most everything in this temple has already been set on fire.
Okay.
In fact, the least burned thing was that pillar. All the
You know
plant
what?
growth has been ripped up, pulled, burned, scorched.
Does the wood look like it would be okay for her to go up and touch?
You don't think the wood is coated with any material from what you've seen?
Oh, I don't have to touch it anyway. She's gonna just extend her hands and do burning hands at the pillar. Making sure to catch as much of the gross, like if there's more gold or anything around it, as much of that on fire as well.
So you're just going to leave the gold bar there to burn? Melt in?
Well, I thought Stano took one of them. Was there more?
No, Stano put her ring back in her
Oh,
bag.
okay. Do you care if I burn the gross gold bar?
Steno does see that, or does know that a pollutant from gold can be removed.
Mhm.
Question is whether or not you want to. You just have to make sure that you handle it cautiously.
Gold is gold, I guess, but...
It's worth leaving for now. Let us go see our new companions.
So she burns the pillar, but not the gross gold.
And Jossie begins kind of guiding all through the over this next leg of the journey. It is about 10 miles of a hard jungle slog. It looks like it is probably going to take about 4 hours. And since y'all have started kind of towards the earlier part of the day, y'all realize that it's not like doing any of the hikes when y'all are up in Isker, that just even after a few hours, and especially towards the end of 4 hours, y'all are already exhausted through the inner turning paths and all through the jungle. But after about 10 miles, you come across this just breathtaking sort of sight. You see woven tree branches forming the foundations and buildings of a large Ikuje town. Bridges are made up of sturdy vines that are spread across the rainforest canopy, and they're allowing rapid travel along the jungle for miles around. You see dozens, if not hundreds, of trunks of massive trees, each over 10 foot wide, supporting a wide and weaving of branches that in turn supports the city above. And each is decorated with these twisting roots and shoots that have been painstakingly arranged to form images of elephants and leopards. And as you look further up, the trunks themselves, amid these beautiful meshes of branches that have grown together to form wide platforms overhead, there's a staggering array of grafted fruit trees, and you can see that there's an earth-filled terraced gardens, creating this just spectacular display of vibrancy and growth. There is an Akuje half-elf waiting at the base of one of the trees as y'all approach, and they are balancing lightly on this mass of protruding roots. And in one hand, she is holding a brass staff topped with a sculpture of a leopard grasping a sword in its jaws and pinning down a prone human. In the other arm, there seems to be made not of flesh, but of twisted wooden branches and bone. And as y'all approach, she says, "I am Nikisha of the Leopard Clan. My mother was of the Stargazer Clan. You are guests of the Akuje tonight. Welcome to our lands." And you realize she has a very similar Taldane accent to that of Jassi.
Is this your kid?
He
Wait.
smiles widely.
Ah, okay.
Thank you for your hospitality.
She inclines her head towards you. "And who might you be?"
My name's Tafaxio Daxi, but you can also call me Taffy.
And then she begins looking around. Renali kind of curtsying and introduces herself. Ubak, again, is hiding behind Taffy.
Taffy's still holding his hand.
He has had a much better time pacing through the jungle than y'all have had.
I'm sure he's enjoying being in the jungle.
As y'all were traveling, you knew that y'all were being paced by the elves in the area. Ubak found himself very wary.
Lady Stenosalisar.
The woman inclines her head, begins looking.
I'm Deimos.
She gives you a wide smile,
Yeah, it's because you're an elf.
Everybody thinks Deimos is cute.
and then she looks towards Caslin.
You may call me Caslin.
Not the Corvosan.
I have a name.
Bread.
Shut up.
It's still
Yeah,
bread
you
to
didn't
me.
even didn't give us your name when we started out here.
I think he knows that if he tried to hide his name, that we'd just call him out.
Just refer to him as Bread again.
We're also thousands of leagues away from Corvosa. I don't have anything to fear here.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
were we scary?
pretty scary jungle, so I mean, that I'd be afraid of, but you're right.
I think the number one thing to fear here is the heat.
Jassi confirms that Nikisha is his daughter, and they warmly greet each other. And as y'all complete the pleasantries, they then indicate upwards and towards the trees, and then each of them begin to nimbly clamber up the trunks.
Okay.
How would y'all like to follow?
Say don't follow.
Give me a acrobatics or athletics check of your choosing.
Okay.
Deimos going too.
I'll go.
Taffy's gonna
Oh,
turn
yeah.
herself into a bug.
Oh yeah, that's a 31. That's a natural 20.
Steno is keeping up a pace. How's Demos doing?
Trying to figure out the math, because I'm bad at
You're
it.
gonna turn it. Yeah, okay, but if you turn into a bug, you can't fly.
27.
I can't.
Wimble can.
Wimble can, and I gave him the fast flyer, so he can move 40 feet per round.
And then how is Caslin's attempt?
He rolled a 15.
Oh,
He gets up 2 branches and falls off.
So Caslin begins climbing up, and he is very successful in climbing the trees.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that he's not as successful as he knows he could have been climbing the trees. And so he's grumpy that he's being outpaced by everyone else, especially as Taffy finishes her spell.
and I turn
And
into a
then,
butterfly and cling to Wimble.
and then he just sees these 2 sets of wings. Even Dago, as he begins kind of flying up ahead, is looking down as the last one who comes up into the village itself is Caslin.
Come now, Caslin. You can do better than that.
Maybe I can.
I don't know if he can.
26.
Taffy turns into herself up at the top, and she's like, "It could be worse. You could have been Alec right now."
That is
Yeah, he'd have just fallen
exceedingly
off.
true, Taffy.
We all love him, but we all know he's kind of a klutz.
but ill-mannered.
I mean,
Oh,
No,
he's-
it was ill-mannered of you to say that.
I I wouldn't have ever said he was ill-mannered. I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
And
think he's quite well mannered.
Would you know?
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Mhm.
I'm not being weird about it.
So y'all pull yourselves up into the base platforms of this Akuje town, and Jossie excuses himself to begin making preparations. Nikisha offers to kind of be your guide and translator while you are out and around the town today, because since the feast will be held towards the bit of the evening, y'all will have an opportunity to kind of roam around the town and begin to kind of acquaint yourselves with not only the town itself, but as well as Nikisha.
Nikisha, is there somewhere I can get cleaned up? I feel really grubby.
The answer to that is yes, but what I'm trying to do is trying to actually properly nail down an accent for her.
I too would also like to get cleaned up and probably partially changed out of the breastplate.
That can be arranged.
Excellent.
This way.
Taffy follows happily.
Santa will also follow.
And we will cover more of these lovely bits next time. All right, Mr. Leather Breeches. It's time to get back upstairs and prepare for Lord Salisfer's arrival. My lady, I will have you know that I've been trained in the courtly procedures of etiquette, and I have spent my formative years as a Heights lad learning to duel with the wit as well as with sword. And that is why you need to prepare. The lady's twin brother Nemet is a cunning man capable of swift and precise action. If you are not prepared, he will take any misstep as weakness and see it as proof of our lady's failing. Even if he believes us, he may yet take action on principle alone. Then what do you suggest? Firstly, Master Nemet will think you a meathead if you keep wearing those leather trousers all over the citadel. Get yourself down to the tailor and have him put a real justiciar on you. When you are ready and return, we shall begin the real training. And you, Bramble Bashers. Yeah, who, us? Don't think you get to do whatever you want. After Master Alec finishes with my tutelage, he is going to turn your clan into the most fearsome band of retainers in the land. Do we get to wield big swords? The biggest.
We've got to work together. We've got to work together. Sitting on your own.
Raise your arm up a little bit more. Now,
So pick up
slice.
yourself. It's better in the long run. We've got to do this together.
Excellent. Keep it up, boys.
As a team. No time for riding solo. Let's move ahead with full steam.
Again! 44 degrees in your bow with a 30-degree leftward differential head turn.
We've got to work together.
Those push-ups are looking mighty enticing around now. Artwina, I think I hear the Bramble Bashers calling. Coming, gents! Alec, you get back here this instant!